I hate that stuff. Somebody needs to hit him. It'd be like in Wrigley, sometimes the wind would be blowing out. You're like, oh, yeah, you just got to hit it in the air. And if you hit one, it'd be like, oh, yeah, you hit it in the air, wind was blowing out. I go, do you know how many 0 for 4s I have? The ground balls to the second baseman when the wind is blowing out at 8,000 knots and I just can't get the ball in the air? You kidding me? Like, if I get the ball in the air when it's blowing out, I'm going to take it all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Going in hot shit you on a Monday. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? Now I'm back in my place, and you got the background blurred here. What's happening, dude? We can't both be at home at the same time, ever.
We can't do it, dude. We can't do it. I'm at the network, man. I just did MLB Central this morning for the week. Just dropped off Carly at Fordham. I must admit, I have a heavy heart with her leaving. It's just
Hey, man, that's your girl.
what it is, man. Yeah, exactly. She's ready to go, but doesn't mean you're not sad,
Yeah, man, totally. But hey, there's got to be excitement up ahead. She's got a great school there. She's gonna have fun. She's gonna be close to here. Maybe I'll go here this next couple.
Yeah, exactly. You're close. I'm close, dude. Fordham is such a beautiful campus. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I know your cousin Matt went there, and we ate at a place called Mario's yesterday for a little lunch. It was incredible. But the Arthur Avenue, which is right there, but the campus is beautiful, dude. I mean, beautiful. So I'm excited for her. I want to go back to college.
Yeah, there you go, man. Your boy Pete Harnish went there, didn't he? Didn't he go to Fordham?
Pete Harnish, legendary Fordham Ram.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. There's some legends, dude. We're talking all legends today. I cannot.
Larry Legend. You mentioned Larry Legend.
I did. Here's my thought. Here's my concept of what's going on in baseball right now. Back in the day, it was Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Larry on the East Coast, kind of lunch bucket guy, Showtime Magic Johnson. We're experiencing that in baseball right now. Aaron Judge on the East Coast, Shohei. They're saying Lakers Showtime. It's Shohei Showtime. On the West Coast, we need to appreciate this because I don't know how many times. The one comp I have is like the 98 home run chase when you would go home and be like, oh, as a fan, you were playing, but like you would be a fan, go home and be like, did one of them hit a homer? Did one of them hit a homer? We're seeing the exact same thing happen with Ohtani and Judge on East Coast.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. You're right. I love that. That's a great comp. Magic and Larry, East Coast, West Coast. I mean, you're talking about Shohei Ohtani, who's on pace for 51 homers and 49 stolen bases. He's going to get, he'll get that other bag. So he's on pace for basically 50-50, be the first player ever. Because, you saw Acuna do 40-70 last year. He just did, Ohtani's at 40-40. So what is he, the sixth or seventh player ever to do that? He'd be the first player ever to do 50-50. When you look back at last year, Chinch, he had 40-some homers and 20-some stolen bases, and he had 23 starts.
Yeah.
23 starts. So, and he had 10 triples last year. So, I mean, even before the season started, Joel Sherman was talking to Andrew Friedman, who said, who knows what he can do not pitching, because he saves his legs during the season, doesn't steal as much as he can. And I think Andrew Friedman said to Sherman, he could be 50-50. Can you believe that? He actually could be 50-50. So 40-40 obviously is incredible, but 50-50, we've never seen that before. That would be absolutely unbelievable. And also, watching what Judge's doing. What's funny, too, you talk about Showtime. I don't know if you saw this, but the Showtime Lakers were at the game yesterday. Michael Cooper, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic, Byron Scott. Remember all those guys?
I loved it. Back in the day, you kidding me? It's so great.
Doc Roberts was so excited. Like, this is my childhood, so that was pretty cool. So the Showtime Lakers were at the game yesterday. But, when you're talking about Judge, I mean, 50th and 51st homer of the year yesterday. What he's doing, he's on pace to beat his record of 62. He's on pace for 63 homers. And the number of guys that have three 50 plus homers is like A-Rod, McGuire, Sosa, Judge, and Babe Ruth.
So, yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. Like every number he's doing, like the OPS and all that stuff. It's
1,200 OPS right now.
yeah, dude. It's like top 2 or 3 seasons in the history of baseball. Like it's not even close. It's like he's playing in like those Colorado humidor seasons. Like, but he's not. He's in a Bronx. And by the way, somebody posted something like, "Oh, this ball wouldn't have been out on most parks on one of his homers yesterday." Tired. Stop it. The guy hits the ball 500 feet most times. If one of them goes over just a foot every once in a while, I think it's okay because he's got 50 other ones.
Dude, I hate that. I hate that stuff. Somebody needs to hit him. It'd be like in Wrigley. Sometimes the wind would be blowing out. You're like, oh, you just got to hit in the air. And if you hit one, it'd be like, oh, yeah, you hit it in the air. Wind was blowing out. I go, do you know how many 0 for 4s I have to ground balls to the second baseman when the wind is blowing out at 8,000 knots and I just can't get the ball in the air? You kidding me? Like, if I get the ball in the air when it's blowing out, I'm going to take it all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? So Aaron Judge flies one to right, it goes out. Yeah, that's not easy to do, to hit one just out too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, game's really hard.
I wonder, here's a question. If they were both in either the AL or the NL, which guy do you give MVP to?
Judge plays center field.
There you go.
Center field. Yeah, and Judge, the closing down 63, hitting 330. He's got 120 ribbies. I mean, he's having a better year than Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Shohei's doing some great things, but Judge is by far, to me, the MVP with a 1,200 OPS, playing center field with the best team in baseball. I mean, obviously the Dodgers are right there too, but the Yankees, I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely phenomenal. And on another Yankee note, Chinch, we had just talked about it. Don't forget, a lot of their struggles came when Giancarlo Stanton was down. Because he's not obviously the player that Soto and Judge is, but man, when Stanton's in that lineup, it's so different. And they went back to back to back yesterday.
Yes,
it just adds another element to the Yankee lineup when Stanton's in there and when he's healthy. And for Stanton too, he crushed one dead center on a ball out. He just flipped it out there. No one hits the ball harder than Judge and Stanton in the game, dude. It's incredible.
It's so crazy. They have 3 home run derby winners back to back to back in the lineup, and they went back to back to back hitting home runs. Yeah. Now, back to your point about Judge, you would give the nod to Judge over Ohtani because he plays a position. Now, meanwhile, he's also going to hit 63 homers. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, did you really quick before we move on? Did you see that the crowd yesterday at Yankee Stadium chanting "Please stay Soto"?
Yes, I love that, dude. And apparently they asked him about it after, and he's like, they're going to have to talk to Cashman. I mean, I'm sure Cashman knows that the fans want him to stay. They want you to stay.
But they're going to have to talk to Steinbrenner. Not Cashman's just he's going to deliver the information. But
yeah, that's true.
I mean, and I thought it was a great moment too, because they were yelling, "Please stay Soto," and Judgy was looking over at Soto. Yeah, they were laughing.
Judge was like,
Yeah. And don't forget this though, Chinch. Don't forget this. When you're hitting in front of Aaron Judge, you're going to be that much of a better player. So you also have to, Soto has to look at it and say, okay, I could go somewhere else. There could be another place to go, and it could be a little bit more money, especially with a guy like Stevie Cohen involved with the Mets. But at the end of the day, to be a New York Yankee and to be hitting in front of Aaron Judge for years to come after he just signed a 9-year deal, that has to be enticing.
It has to be. And their personalities seem to fit so great together. All they do is brag about each other. It takes the pressure off of them to talk about themselves because they can just point to the other guy and talk about how great the other guy is,
Right.
It keeps them humble. It keeps them happy. I hope they stay together forever. I as a Yankee fan, of course, but you never know, man. We never know. Every year something happens. Judge was almost the San Francisco Giant.
Can you imagine if the Yankees didn't sign back Judge now?
Oh, forget about it.
Because it was close. He was going to San Francisco. That was happening.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. That's a what if sports moment all time.
Yeah.
Now back to the NL and back to Ohtani again. There's a strong movement to say, at least Mets fans for sure, but some others might argue what Francisco Lindor is doing for the Mets and carrying them the way he is while playing shortstop gives him a nod for at least a couple first place votes ahead of Ohtani. Now, I posed this question yesterday and we got some fan feedback. Should Francisco Lindor playing shortstop give him the nod over DH Shohei Ohtani, even with Ohtani's otherworldly offensive numbers? We got to vote hundreds and hundreds of responses so far. It's not a unanimous thing. So people say no, Lindor shouldn't win at 67.9% of our poll question. But 32% of the people who have voted on this say, yes, Lindor should get the MVP because he's playing a position. What's your take?
I mean, it's a great argument. Has the DH ever won the MVP? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Unless was Mo Vaughn was playing first when he won, right?
He was playing first, yeah.
Wasn't DH-ing.
Did Big Papi ever win an MVP?
That's a great question. Why do I think he didn't?
I don't think he did.
I think you're correct. Let me see. I don't think he did because it would have been a bigger deal.
Because being a DH for the
finished second in 2005, finished third in 2006, finished fourth the year before and the year after. So that's why I would think
because being a DH for the voters has always been like, well, he's the DH. He doesn't play a position.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something to be said about that. The thing about Ohtani is he's approaching 50-50. So it's a realm that we've never seen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that would be, why he would end up being the MVP. But he doesn't play a position this year. He's just the DH. He's not pitching. And Lindor plays a premium position at shortstop, dude. And he's having an incredible year. As slow as a start that he got off to, too, bro. I mean, he was so bad in April, like a little bit even into May, and then got it going. That's just another case of the back of the baseball card doesn't lie. Right. In April, you go, no, Francisco Lindor is going to get so hot. He's going to be somewhere around 25 to 30 homers, 100 RBIs, 270, and have over 800 OPS. That's exactly where he is right now. He's right around there.
Yeah.
And playing shortstop in a premier position.
And totally dwarfed. He's going to be 30-30, Case. He's got 27 bombs and 25 bags. Batting average not the same, but again, that first part of the season, he was in like $190 to 205 for like a
$190, dude. He was hitting I swear he was hitting like 110 for a while.
Yeah. But we got to give him credit. I'm really psyched to see how that team is fighting, that Mets team. Fighting really hard. The races are great. Races are great in all of these divisions where all these guys are going for MVP. They need to have MVP seasons to get to the playoffs some or to win their divisions. You look out west, dude. Your boy Jackson Merrill, again, you have dreams about him, and then he hits homers. Walk-off homers, dude.
He's in my dreams, and he's also on the highlights. Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. Dude, it's amazing. Profar ties it in the 8th to make it 2-2 against the Mets, and Jackson Merrill walks it off, which he's been incredible. But you go look at that West, dude. I mean, the Dodgers are so happy that Betts is back, Muncy's back, Yamamoto's it might be back in a couple weeks here. He's starting to do some rehab start or some live facing some live batters. But at the end of the day, man, the Dodgers are being hunted. The Dodgers are being hunted by the Diamondbacks and the Padres. They've been the 3 best teams in the second half have been the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Diamondbacks. I believe it goes Diamondbacks, Padres, Dodgers are the 3 best team in baseball since the break in the NL. So that race is going to be great. And the other race too that's going to come down to is the Guardians, the Royals, and the Twins. I mean, you talk about, we were doing something on MLB Central today. And we were talking about, who's got the best lineup. And I think Dan O'Dowd said the Twins. I said, if they're healthy. If you got Correa, Buxton, and Lewis in that lineup and they're healthy, he's probably right. I was saying I love the Guardians lineup, but you got to look at the Royals lineup and you say Bobby Witt, Pasquantino, Sal Perez. I mean, but that rotation that the Royals have in Reagans and Singer and Waka and Lugo and Lorenzen, that rotation is really legit, top to bottom. But then you go to the Guardians and you see Clase, dude, he's got a 0.6 ERA. He's given up 4 earned runs in 60 innings pitched. absolute star for the closer for the Indians. So that bullpen's locked down. So that race is going to be a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, I agree. And Clase, you know, over the last couple years, 3 years, he is, I would say, having the best run since a guy named Mariano Rivera. Like he is that much of a dominant pitcher for that organization right now. He's a win. I mean,
Yeah,
you're winning when he comes in a game.
yeah. You could be talking about Cy Young votes
Yeah, I agree.
because
Absolutely.
of what he's done. Not, I mean, not Cy Young winner. You could
Ooh,
actually,
ooh,
obviously, Scooble's having an unbelievable year for the
yeah, but
Tigers. Just got his 15th win, but
I like
Clase is
that.
going to be in that conversation, bro. It reminds you of Eric Gagne back in the day when he
Right.
won the MVP as a closer.
Yeah, I mean, again, the races we're keeping up. They're staying where you want the chaos. We want the organized chaos that last week or two of the season, and we're these teams are all hanging in there. They're all playing well at the right time. You say it's a sprint. They're sprinting hard on the back end, and you know you never know. Let's hear. I'm going to the wild card super quick here. Do. Boston Red Sox 4.5 games back of those two. Do you think there's any shot the Red Sox either overcome the Twins or the Royals if they're all battling each other? I think the Orioles are safe. I think we're pretty safe with that.
I think the Orioles are safe. Yeah, no, I think the Red Sox still have a shot, man. I think that's a good team. I think they still have a shot. 4.5 games is not out of reach.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you there. Oh, hey, before we go, talk about your Saturday, man. I saw the videos and the pictures. What this
Oh, dude, it was incredible, dude. We the Joe Nuxall Miracle League field out there in Cincinnati. Kim Nuxall's dear friend of mine, Tyler Bradshaw. There's such great people. A few years ago, they had us out there, and thousands of people were waiting for us. We were blown away, and we said, you know what, we're going to return the favor one day, and we got a chance to do that on Saturday. And I just want to thank all the people in the Pittsburgh area that came out. Thousands of people came out. We lined the street coming in. We had all the cheerleaders out there, the Upper St. Clair cheerleaders, Mount Lebanon cheerleaders, all the different people, a lot of organizations, the basketball team, USC basketball team, Danny Holzer, those guys. But it was incredible. Kim Nuxall was blown away, man. He was blown away. Our kids, dude, our competitive leagues had legit games, like back and forth, making plays, guys going deep. Like place was packed. Tim Gephardt, Gebby's the best, and Lisa Carlisle, who's my director, Tim, we had bounce houses for miles. We had 900-degree pizza. My buddy Carmen Perrin was set out. He went through 211 wood oven pizzas
Oh, wow.
with the people that day. Dude, it was incredible. It was just an incredible day. And then Gavin McHugh, this is a great story, Chinch. Gavin McHugh, throughout the first pitch, he is the star of the ABC sitcom 911. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
Sure.
He's the kid. He has cerebral palsy. One of my best friends growing up, this guy Mike McHugh, adopted Gavin years ago, and Gavin throughout the first pitch. So that was really cool too. It's just so many great things happening. My buddy Gooch, Tim McGarvey, friend of the show, was out there being Gavin McHugh's buddy, and it was just great, man. It was a wonderful weekend of joy and gratitude and love for all of our athletes and all the special needs community.
Yeah, and I'll add one more thing. It's really cool to see because I've gotten to know, thankfully, a lot of your good friends who kind of work around that organization or who volunteer at that stuff, and it's such a family thing, dude. Seeing Sarah out there with kids, seeing Lambuski out there, it's so cool. It's like your entire community is a part of this. And folks, go look at the Miracle League at South Hills. Donate if you can. The Miracle Leagues are just phenomenal all over the country, but what Sean says is just an amazing thing. I look forward to going on your social media and seeing all the kids and getting emotional every time you do it. So hats off to you. You're a great guy for doing that, and it's great people around you doing it too.
Yeah, it's true. It's truly a community builder. That's what we thought it would be. This is our 13th year of doing it, and it's just been incredible. John Dennis was there, and his wife Heather to do Muscles for Miracles. I mean, just so many people have been involved in our organization, and we continue to grow. But we couldn't do it without the donations and the people. I always say the companies that give us the big money, the lemonade stands, the schools that raise money for us, the kids that step out. I mean, it's just incredible, the people that support us, and that's why we're able to do the program that we're able to do. and shared. So it was just great weekend, Chinch. It really was incredible.
Nice, man. Nice. Well deserved. Well deserved. Awesome. Well, let's end on a high note. That's a great way to start on.
That's a high note, bro. I love you, man. Great seeing you on this Monday. Missed you over the weekend. Everyone out there, thanks for listening. We really appreciate you. So subscribe and download, please. Subscribe and download, and we will we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks, brother.